Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers, seeds or Islamic men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Yakale, and I'm from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about World War III current events. Alright, so the scriptures in the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 14, it says, the second woe is past, talking about World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, which is World War III. So a part of Bible prophecy is that World War III will occur, right? And World War III will be the final world war in this world. And the world that I'm talking about is the world of the Edomites, right? And the word world really is, I'm referring to the Greek word aeon, right? Which is the period of time, right? So in the period of time of the Edomites, right? And this World War III will be the end of them, right? But before World War III can occur, the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip, has to be made mandatory worldwide. Then can the destruction come, which comes from the end of World War III. The ICBM missiles, which have been created for a purpose, as it says, Isaiah 54 and verse 16, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. These ICBM missiles were created for a purpose, and they were created to destroy, right? And it's going to be Edomite on Edomite violence when it comes to this World War III and when it comes to destroying America. All right, because it will be Edomites that will be shooting missiles at America, which is an Edomite-dominated country. And these Edomites are these so-called white people. Now, of course, Russia will have its allies with it, which will include Iran, the so-called African nations, and Turkey. And then you may be like, wow, well, isn't Turkey a part of NATO right now? They are, but Bible prophecy states that Turkey will side with Russia and her allies, and we are literally seeing that right now. Okay. Speaking of which, Turkey isn't the only ally of America which is, making certain moves that are not in her best interest. Okay? Here we have it. The EU state seeks to join genocide case against the state of Israel. Spain is backing South Africa's case before the UN's top court, citing the failure to end the Gaza offensive. Okay, so the title is all that we really need, right? Spain has requested to join South Africa's lawsuit before the UN's top court, accusing the state of Israel of committing genocide in the Palestinian enclave of Gaza. Now, what's the point of this? Right? What's the point of this exactly? Well, the point is that America's own ally, Spain, is siding with the enemy, right? South Africa is a part of that BRICS, right? So they are aligned with Russia, right? And so when they side with them, they are by extension siding with that side over there, Russia and her allies, and not America and her allies, which they are supposed to be a part of America and her allies, right? But this has been a recurrent theme among these Edomite nations, especially those in NATO and the EU, where they have been slowly but surely over time doing things that weakens America's position, right? They're like, we just gonna do our own thing. Okay, we don't care about any kind of repercussions that you think you may have, because right now we're just as much in our glow up as you are. That's how these other Edomite countries are acting, Yeah, man. And so you have this where they're like siding with the enemy, really. And so this is a part of Bible prophecy Okay. Um. First of all, let me get it in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, the 10 horns represents the European Union, and the beast represents NATO. These shall hate the whore. The whore is America. So these shall hate the whore. So the members of the European Union and the NATO are going to hate America. They don't hate her right now. So things are going to be happening where they hate her eventually. And they're going to hate her so much that eventually they will, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So they are going to aid in the destruction of America. The European Union and NATO will be shooting missiles to destroy America, which means that something's going to happen. We don't know exactly what's going to happen that will allow it to transpire, but it will occur. But right here it also says, before they burn her with fire, they say they shall eat her flesh, right? So what does eat her flesh mean? It means that America's own allies weaken her over time, right? You can even just kind of like visualize a beast, right? And then you have all of these other beasts that the main beast is in control of, which is America, the main beast, and then the other little beasts are NATO and the EU members. And they're just like tearing away, they're just like doing stuff, just nibbling at her, weakening her over time, right? And she doesn't quite, she sees it, but she believes herself to be so strong that like it's not necessarily like an alert kind of thing. Maybe that's not the best way to describe it, but like when I read the scriptures, I visualize many times. And I can just see it over time from the world political situations between these Edomite-led countries, that they truly have been doing this. Okay, and this again is just another hit at it. And so it says in the book of Obadiah, and verse 7, all the men of thy country. Now, the Obadiah is talking about Esau, right? The Lord in verse 1 says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. Okay, so we go to verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy, what's confederacy? Alliance, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So they're allied together, right? And the European Union and NATO have benefited very greatly from America's rulership, which is an Edomite rulership. They're all Edomites, right? But they have benefited very greatly from her tyranny and the things that she has done. They have eaten at the same table as her. But even though they've eaten at the same table with her for decades at this point, they are it's Edomites. It's deception. Because here it is that y'all supposed to be allies and y'all sitting together at the same table, but here it is that one of y'all are going out and doing things with the enemy. But this is the nation that we're dealing with, right? This is how the nation of Edom works. They're a very horrible and wicked nation. It's trifling behavior, but that's just how it is. And so, I had some other things here, like Ukraine not allowed to attack Kremlin with US supplied missiles, which this is like a rumor of war, right? But this contributes to World War III in general. And then you have some Russian warships that apparently are coming over here to the Caribbean, right? I'm out here in Jamaica, and they're sending they're sending Russian naval their warships over here to the Caribbean, to I believe Cuba and one other place. Let me see if it will say where it's going to. And they're starting these naval exercises over here in the US. Over here in the Caribbean, which, what does that say to you? To me, it's like strengthening one's position, right? in the game of war, you position yourself at certain strategic points where you can be a defense to yourself depending on whatever, like it's a strategic move by Russia, right? And they're coming over here to the Caribbean, okay? And Lord knows how that will continue to go, okay? Because it's like, why would they come over here to the Caribbean? But as I said before, it could be like a strategic move of placing yourself in certain places. All right, and they're close enough to America, but not too close because they'll be residing in the Caribbean. I know I saw Cuba, and there was one other that they said. Now, you know the relationship between America and Cuba. So, of course, they would port there, right? Let's see if this one shows it. It's just saying the Caribbean. Okay. Let's see if this one will say it. Here it is. The ships also are expected possibly to make port calls in Venezuela and Cuba. So Venezuela and Cuba. Okay, as Russia establishes a Western Hemisphere military presence that the senior Biden administration officials said was notable but not concerning. Okay, so they're just positioning themselves for World War III. But going back to what I was talking about before in regards to America's own allies, right? This EU state, the Spain is siding with South Africa, one of their, and they're going against the state of Israel, which is going against America, because America is a defense for them, and it is going to actually be because of the state of Israel, the Israelis, why America is going to get drawn out over there to the so-called Middle East and go to World War III. If you look at how America is right now, something very interesting is happening, at least to me, because America, like, when you look at Bible prophecy, America is lagging behind in a certain kind of way. All right, first of all, when it comes to the mark of the beast prophecy, every other country around the world is moving along, whether it's their digital identity system or their central bank digital currency, right? They're moving along. Every single country is moving along quite swiftly, but there's a constant pushback from America, right? She hasn't started these things the way other countries have started. In regards to the tension for World War III, America is like constant. She's like in a position where she's constantly backing down. She's constantly like telling the state of Israel, no, you need to calm down, calm down, calm down. This kind of thing. Like America is trying, to me, it's like America's just trying to pull herself away from Bible prophecy. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing things, where she's trying to slow things down or like try to not get there. But, eventually she's going to get there. She just appears to be moving really slowly. But here it is. This is an article that was written by someone, right? They had an opinion or whatever. He's a member of the Russian International Affairs Council. And he says Europe will eventually have to choose between the US and BRICS. And when I saw that, I was like, well, they will. They will choose Russia. Or they will side with that side. Or they will just maybe not even side with Russia or whatever, but they will just go against America because they will, according to Bible prophecy. Right? These shall hate the whore and shall burn them with fire. And so even people in the world, right, like this individual right here, he's seen that. He's seen the deterioration of the relationship between America and her allies. And a part of the reason why it's deteriorating from what I've seen is because she's constantly siding with the state of Israel, okay, which just now Spain is going against the state of Israel as well in regards to, it's a clear declaration of going against them. You're taking them to the international courts and for the case of genocide. So, But yeah, man, that's just another update, a World War III general kind of update with things that are going on. And like many things are going on, That's why it seems a little bit all over the place, but it is what it is. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai Bashmakal Kodesh. Shalom.